Hey guys, and welcome back. This is ChosenArchitect. Today we're going to be jumping back into some more Create Astral, and today we're upgrading our steam engines. Hopefully you guys are ready. So in between the last episode and this one, I went onto Twitch, right? And I live streamed this mod pack all on Friday, and we got a lot done. A lot done as far as mining, because I needed to really up my game as far as mining went. Decided to actually use the toolbox instead of the backpack. It was really nice, especially since I was still lighting up areas underground. But I managed to get a lot more copper, and I did set up a way to smelt them a little bit faster. So we're going to be doing some of this today, but also upgrading the boilers, because apparently you guys really have a problem with this setup. So I did set this up. We're going to talk about this here in a second. You can see the lava down there. Because I'm going to get all of these sort of washing stations, haunting stations. We're going to get that all set up today as well. And so that is going on right here. This is a smelter. And so there's lava down here being blown with a fan. And let's talk about this filter, because these filters are actually really, really cool. So to be able to set this up like I have, I can put a material in such as iron. Let me go grab some iron real quick. So here's some of the iron that I went and farmed up. So if I put this in that filter, or I can actually drag as well into the filter, let's go ahead and get this all rearranged. Let's remove the attributes. This is an attribute filter, by the way. It does cost brass to get, but once we put the item in, it gives it some of the attributes and tags. So there's one called can be smelted, which is very important. So that means any item that can be smelted, we can either say you can go through or you cannot go through. And this allows me to make a filter where I don't have to filter out every single item that can be smelted. Currently, we have this set to a deny list. So let's add the attribute and make sure it's a deny. So anything that can be smelted cannot come through here. So that's pretty important, right? That means that if something comes off of this belt and lands here, we don't want it to just go in. We want to deny things that can still be smelted to just go to set here. So that way it can be smelted. So that's where that deny filter would come in handy. Now, I also don't want to accidentally put anything in here that can't be smelted, because if it can't be smelted, and it goes through this belt, it'll clog it up, and I don't want that to happen. So that's where this comes into play, right? I can go ahead and add a filter here for the smelted, make it an allow filter, and it'll only allow things that are smeltable. So if I put this repair kit in, it won't come through here, but if I put things that can be, it should take them and start to pull them out. Did I mess up the filter here? This should be under an allow list. Oh, I didn't accept it. So yes, put it under here, put it smelted, make sure it's allowed, make sure you click the add attribute and then accept. And now, like I said, that's not going to take, but it will take out the iron. So pretty cool, right? And it's going to set here and it's going to smelt that stack. And it would be more efficient to have 3 of the fans going underneath here. Then it can do 3 stacks at once. And I think that'd be pretty fast, but this is already fast on its own. I haven't even sped anything up. I don't think that increasing the fan speed down here makes this go any faster. I think it does increase the range though. Oh no, I don't remember if I don't think it makes it go any faster, but anyways, with this going, as you can see right here, we need to do this for the other setup as well before we start working on upgrading these, because we're gonna get to that here shortly. But I also need to make one for haunting, and I'm gonna use the same setup, and they can always be upgraded down the road to have 3 of these instead of just 1. So once we have the boiler set up, I can upgrade these to 3. I have 3 fans under each one. So I'm gonna have to make a few fans. This is gonna be a smelting, haunting, washing, and a campfire one. The one that's gonna be, that can cook food. Now, throughout this series, I'm honestly learning alongside of a lot of you guys. I am not a Create expert by any means. I have played several packs with Create, but the last time I played a pack with Create, it was actually in a different version. Boilers didn't exist in that version. So this mod has really come a long ways in upgrading and everything. And so honestly, it's still a learning curve. It seems like every time this mod updates, it is a learning curve. There's a reason why there's a built-in game guide. That's not like a text guide. It's a actual 3D guide describing how some things work. And it doesn't really tell you everything, right? So I like, for example, in these fans, I don't really know if it, without doing like testing, I don't know if speeding the fan up is going to actually make this smelt faster, and things like that. So there's a lot to this, right? And I'm learning with you guys. So don't expect any of my setups to be the most optimized things ever, because they're not. For example, this right here, this is probably not the best way to do this. but it's a way to at least do it for right now. Now, I want to try out new designs for things, right? And ways to power things and carry that power over. So let's go ahead and pull this up and then pull belts up. I think I have my belts in my inventory. But I think I can save myself some resources here because the chain drives that I'm using down here, this is a chain drive. It's really nice because we could use this instead of a belt to carry the power all the way over, but I can also use a belt to carry the power all the way over. And so what I can do is, and also I think it's less stress units to use the belt overall because these do cost some stress and it does get to crazy amounts once you make the speed go faster. But for example, to go from here to here, I can use a single belt and we keep that same rotation going that this is, and this needs to have a certain rotation, right? But I can also extend a belt all the way through here and also place these in where I want them. And that belt will continue to transfer that power all the way through all of these fans. And I believe it costs less. It's only 0.8 stress units for each one of these belts at its current speed, whereas these are each that you add. So it's almost better, it seems, in these cases to use belts, especially when you can have them hidden and you're not really seeing anything. Now with everything up and running, it looks pretty good. It looks pretty good back here. And this filled in our entire line, as you can see. Very nice. Now, there's still going to be more done to this facility. But for today, we're going to be focusing the rest of our time on the boilers. Now, these setups, I kind of also want to set up over here. And I would like to have them taking up this space back here, but also having the same sort of setup, right? Where we have an input and an output. And the input, we also will be able to provide these items, right? That go here into these machines. And so it's going to be a little bit more complicated setting that up. Maybe next episode we work on that. But I've got to get all of this stuff set up because I feel like I've postponed it way too long, doing everything manually when all of these are really required for just making simple create machines. So I did set out for some dripstone, wasn't able to find any, but was able to set this up, and this allows us to get some dripstone up and running. So there we go. We have some pointed dripstone. Now calcite is easy for me to go get because we do have a geode underneath, but if you don't have it, you can craft calcite, but it is a little bit of a process to do. But I recommend getting at least some pointed dripstone because this is how we're going to automate our lava early on. So now you may be wondering, how exactly am I going to set this and actually use the dripstone? So we're actually going to be using the vanilla method for generating this, right? And I'm going to set it up in a 3x3. That is a lot of lava, believe it or not, that can be generated from just a 3x3 setup of lava. And this will easily be pumped to 2 setups. We can set this up and we can simplify these a lot more and sort of combine them. But we need to raise this up, right? And I'm thinking of having the cauldrons just set right here in the ground. And that means this will be the floor for which our lava is setting on. We don't have to have this super high up. It just needs to be, we just need room underneath for us to route pipes. And we don't need a lot as far as pipes go. We should be able to get away with a bunch of fluid pipes hooked in and a single pump that is pumping the lava from this. And we can utilize our residual power at the moment to at least get us some lava pumped up. So underneath here, this will be our cauldrons. So we need to get all these. So that iron farming that I did, definitely helpful. And then right here will be a layer for where our lava will be stored on top. So just like this, and I'm going to have to go get a few buckets of lava to do this. But after that, we put our dripstone underneath. And because of this feature, we're able to set this up. Now, this will drip lava down into here once we have the top end set up. And we will, of course, cap this off like so. And there will be a wall here, so I'm not actually concerned too much about this. But all this needs to be filled with lava at the top. So I'll just grab some lava real quick. And now that we have this, like once we have this set up, we won't really have to come down here anymore to grab lava because this is a simple way to just generate an infinite amount of it. So I'll get it all placed in up here. Like so, and try not to mess up and lose a whole bucket of lava. It'd be fine if you did, because at least the spots that you already have it generating on, it should fill. So down here, if we give it a moment, one of these will fill up over time. Now, the way we're going to be utilizing this is with our blaze burners, and that's where this is going to get a little bit interesting. And I'm probably gonna have to stop. As you can see, there's a whole bucket, right? So I want a place to store this lava, and I think one of the best places might be right here in the front. And so I could just run a pipe over there. Now, you do have limits on your pipes, but I do want to get an actual tank over here to store this lava. Now, at least I know where I'm going to place this, so I went ahead and placed pipes underneath here, and I need to lead these guys over to that spot. So just run the pipes over there to that spot. So now for this, I'm actually going to make a rather large tank, a 3x3 tank, like that. And this is going to hold the lava. This is going to hold 180 buckets worth of lava. And then down here, I need to get a single pump. And I also need to route it into this, so I can go ahead and open this up. I'm going to have to route this down. Thankfully, this does go vertical, which is going to give me some space for right now. But all I should have to do is just place myself a pump right here. And once we get it powered, which I can just route from over here, as soon as I get that hooked in. Oop, did not want to hook that there. Get that. This is sort of zigzagging underneath. We'll have this. This will be a buffer tank. I think this will be a good idea because whenever, if our blaze burners are not utilizing the lava, I would like to at least have this storing the lava for use potentially down the road. Because the ultimate goal would be to create ourselves a unlimited lava plot. But right here, I'm going to have to get this hooked up to a cog. So there we go. We have that hooked up, and then I need to reverse this. Hopefully I can reach in to reverse it. There we go. Oh, actually, no, it was right. It was right. There we go. And that should, if all is working, it's not spinning fast enough, I don't think. But if all is working properly, it should pull out of here. I don't think we need all of these to be pumps in order to pull out. But we'll definitely see, and this should start to fill up with lava. I think it, yeah, just got its first bit of lava right there. Oh, yep, and they're all empty. So we do have lava pumping through the pipes right now. That should be 9 buckets worth of lava as well. So in order to do this magic that I'm wanting to do, I need bamboo. And, well, there's only one place to find bamboo. And hopefully I'm going to be able to find it up here. I don't know. This is the biome that's sort of nearby. It looks the most jungle-like, and there's definitely vines, which is really nice. Also, a nice, beautiful cave. This is definitely jungle. I see cocoa beans, but is there going to be bamboo out here? That's something that I've yet to see. Good news! It appears there's like exactly one bamboo, like right here. Nice. Oh, goodness. And of course we can grow tons of this stuff, so I'm not super worried about that. I'll also grab some of this and might as well grab a couple of jungle logs. Don't know how useful cocoa beans are going to be for us in the future, but be sure to grab all this stuff. So the reeds are going to be used to make straws. Yes, we are actually going to be giving blaze burners straws. And what that's going to allow us to do is it's going to allow us to just pump lava into the blaze burners, not use external sources to right click a bucket onto it. So this is going to be cool. So now to get this to actually function, what we do is we place a straw into the rolling mill, and that, in doing that, we should, oh, it looks like we do have to set up filters for these, for the rolling mills. This is one thing I wanted to test out was, will the rolling mill, like, is there a filter? I don't even know if there's an attribute filter. I never got to test this out on the rolling mills. So yeah, we will have to set those up. For right now, I'm just going to remove this and place the straw in, place the bamboo into the rolling mill. Just like that. And that should give us a straw. So there we go. So the straw. If we hold W to ponder, it shows us that we can right click it on a blaze burner and it changes the blaze burner and allows it to be able to accept fluids. And you can pipe them in. So as you can see right here, this is getting piped in. I don't know if there are different fluids that are better than others. It does sort of show like that it's using, I believe, apple juice or something like that. Whatever this liquid is, which is not lava, it looks like it is going in there. And yeah. So this is definitely going to be pretty darn cool. And I want to test this out. Now, currently, with the way we have this set up, I'm going to be removing the top part of the boiler. And this might disturb this whole setup. It probably will. But I need to get a pipe transferred from underneath there over to here. And it's definitely going to disturb this whole setup. So what I'm going to do is assume that this is the blaze burner right here. And so I will place a pipe in. And then down under here, this will also be a pipe, which is going to cause some problems here. But I'm still able to keep this water source running for now. And then over here, we can do the same thing. We will make sure to get a pipe going and run that up into here, which we should be able to get a mechanical pump connected right here, and it will be connected to that cog. Okay, so with all that seems pretty doable, but we need to get the blaze burner set up. So I'm going to place the blaze burner in, and then I'm going to give it the straw, and this is where it should change, or at least you would hope it would. Can it? Okay, do I have to do it separately? Blaze burner, and then give it a straw? Toss the straw? Is it disabled? No way it's disabled. My whole life is a lie. I don't know why this doesn't work, because it even shows the ponder. There's nothing mentioned about it in the configs. It's supposed to just work. And it doesn't work. Who lied? Well, also, after looking things up, apparently straw burners are a little buggy. This is a fabric mod, and this mod is apparently also the one that adds the straw crafts additions is also no longer being worked on from what it seems on their CurseForge page for fabric. So, what a bummer. What a bummer. This was really going to revolutionize how I was actually going to use the blaze burners, but not anymore. Back to the drawing board. So this has sparked me to do a complete redesign. And as you can see right here, I now have the two that are 3 tall, and I put the blaze burners, but I'm routing the water that I had going to both to these. Now, I don't know how much the extra this is going to provide. As you can see right here, the water is good. The heat is not there yet, but we will get it there. And I need to figure out how many engines it can actually accept. But what I want to do is I want to actually utilize the mechanical arm to make this function. And so I'll have this here with a hopper and then a spout on top of this. And then on top of that, I am going to have lava being casted into this. So this is how I want this set up. Now, I hope I can get this working. I hope that everything that I've worked on towards so far is going to actually work. Because this mechanical arm is very important in actually reaching these. So if I place the mechanical arm right here, it may seem like it's a little bit in the way, but I should be able to right click on these. These are deposit items. And then I want it to pick up the item from here, and I want it to actually, if I can, have it go into this. I just don't know if it's going to. That was another problem. Actually, we might be able to just set it up to have one at a time, and it might also be able to go ahead and place it back on the spout when it's done. I think it's smart enough to do that. This thing is pretty interesting in how it actually works. So let's select all of these as well over here. And I'm hoping that this little setup is smart enough to do that. I just got to get power into here to get this up and running. Now, to test, I guess the best way would be to just use coal for right now and sort of see where we're going to be at as far as power goes and jump starting the power. So let's head over here, head back, and let's try to get all these up and running. They're all up and running. It seems like heat is at 4. The size could be a little bit taller, it shows. So we do need a little bit more size with this particular setup. Is that perfect? That is perfect. So it does need to be 4 tall. And this will give us a tier 4 when these are fully working. So I'm guessing that means it can accept 4 steam engines, which is basically substituting what we just had set up. But this generates significantly more stress. Notice at 65,000, we were only generating like 8,000. So this is significantly more stress. But I do need to turn that stress into some kinetic energy to get this spinning. Now, I went ahead and placed in the 2 seared faucets. This, all it needs to be done is hooked in. And I think this is going to work. I need to place the bucket. 1 bucket right there. Actually, let's do 1 bucket. There we go. That'll fill that bucket up. And then once I hook this in, this should... It's slow right now. It's slow right now. But as soon as it actually picks up, I just want to make sure it also deposits it back out. So that's going to speed up. And it's holding it. So currently it doesn't have a place to grab from. That is, it didn't like place it back. But it should be able to do that, I think. So I guess I could test it like this, right? So this will be take from, and I don't know if it matters which order you put this in, but I'm going to select this order and I'm going to put this last. And so maybe it will give it a place to actually hook to. So it's in. Let's give it the lava bucket to work with. So there it goes. It's lava. There we go. And it placed it back in. Okay, yes. This is how we're going to do this. Okay. And yeah, it is ugly that it's going through the blocks, but it works. And that's all that matters, right? It works. And look at this go. Look at this go when it's sped up. And it'll wait for it to fill. And it'll just keep rotating it because, well, it's a bucket of lava. And there's nowhere else for it to go. That's perfect. And we can repeat this on the other side. Now, I know this is a mess, but I do have it hooked up. And I couldn't get this going faster because if I make this any faster, it won't give it enough time for that to fill with lava. Which is kind of a pain. But as you can see, that is functioning. This is filled with lava. I hooked it back up to our belt lines over here. But now we have significantly more stress. 65,000 stress units. Whereas over here, we have 65,000. And we can probably crank this all the way up to the max now. 256, which is probably going to be ludicrous speed. I don't know if this has enough to support that kind of speed, but we'll see. And it looks like it does. So at max speed, oh my god, this is crazy fast looking. At max speed, there it goes. For some reason though, I am not breaking any blocks over here, but it was earlier, so I don't know why it's not now. But got everything up and running. I think it's just because I'm missing a gearbox right here. There it goes. I think the limiting factor on this setup is honestly just the cobblestone chin at this point. This thing is insane. Well, guys, with that, I hope you enjoyed today's episode as we did upgrade our steam power. And we now have what should be an unlimited lava and limited steam supply here. And a limited stress. I wouldn't say unlimited stress, but definitely more stress than we had. Significantly more stress to be exact. So I hope to have one of these literally in every corner. That's the ultimate goal. And I think we can totally get away with that. And this will be a fantastic setup for powering all of our gadgets and gizmos in the future. Of course, guys, if you did enjoy today's video, be sure to click that subscribe button and also give this video a huge thumbs up. Also, it's time to thank the supporter of today's video. And that, my friends, is going to be a huge thanks going out to Optimum Theory. Thank you so much for your amazing support, by the way, over on the Discord, becoming a Discord premium member. And if you'd like to support in that way too, all you gotta do is check out Discord, discord.gg/ChosenArchitect. Or if that way, if you don't want to join the Discord and you just want to stick to the YouTube stuff, we do have a premium members over here on YouTube as well. So if you click the join button that is next to the subscribe button, that is a great way of supporting the channel as well, if that's something you would like. Guys, I really appreciate you. I'll see you, of course, in the next episode. And as always, thanks for watching.